Sagittarius, welcome back to the channel. Let's get into your love reading. We'll do a situation challenge, who you're connecting with, and then we'll see your energy. We'll clarify the cards and get additional messages, whatever you need to know at this time. So let's get into your reading. Take it with a grain of salt. Feel free to reverse the roles. It is energy. So let's get into it. Let's get into your message, Sagittarius. Let's see. Okay, your situation, challenge, who you're connecting with, your energy. Okay, so overall energy, we have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Okay, so you need to remain positive. I'm also getting living in the moment. Your situation, we have passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. The challenge is children. Your love life is being affected by children. So I don't know if you have children, if you want children, if you don't want children, I don't know. We're going to see. This can also be inner childhood, maybe fears or wounds. We'll clarify. Your person's energy is calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So you could be manifesting this person. You could be envisioning them. Okay. And we have your energy is forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So it seems like with your overall energy and your energy, you have maybe a difficult time being optimistic. You may feel like it won't happen. It's not going to happen. Or this is, I had many experiences of it not working out, if it's not gonna, So there's something to do with like, maybe you just have a really bad taste in your mouth is what I got. You have a bad taste in your mouth. You have like maybe for some bad experiences that just left you feeling a little bit sour or just a little bit disappointed in terms of, opening up your heart and trusting. Okay. But there is something to do with like your angels working with you. You're releasing something. You're being asked to release something, to let go, to forgive, to heal the past, and to awaken or to open up this new, seeing things from a brighter perspective, seeing things from, and that's where I'm getting like that happy sadness, where it's like we have so many emotions and we feel things so intensely. But sometimes it's also about appreciating the things that we do have, being thankful for, and it was interesting because when I was watching the game too, and I was watching these men play with their big smiles on their face, and I remember saying, I was like, once upon a time they were a little boy and they had a dream. They had a dream, and for them to be there, and for them to be playing that game, and for them to be in the moment, and everybody is watching them, and everybody, it's all zoned in, and it was really amazing. It's really amazing how you see these men and they have the biggest smiles, and when they get a home run or when everybody's happy, right? You could see like that inner child is shining through. And I remember just thinking, I was like, once upon a time they were a little boy and they had a dream, and they're there. So it's almost like that feeling of, don't give up. Don't allow, your mistakes, or don't allow the things that didn't work out for you to weigh you down, but to keep pushing forward, keep the faith, and always remember why you're doing something. Always remember, what is the point? Why, for them, maybe it's they really love it, win or lose. Of course, everybody wants to win, and it sucks to fucking lose. Of course, I totally get that, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's your heart. You know what I mean? It's your heart. It's like, regardless, it's your heart. And you have to just keep that passion alive. Okay, I'm not talking about baseball. I'm just talking about the analogy of baseball. not even a fucking baseball fan. Whatever. It's just the game, you know, like any sport, anything that you do that requires your heart and your spirit. And there's going to be times of loss, which is normal. It's part of it. But there's also moments where it's like you share with the people, you share with the team. And it's all like, we're all like coming together. You know what I mean? And that's a beautiful moment. It's like everybody in the world, well, maybe not everybody in the world, but most people are watching this one moment, and we're all connected and we're all zoned in a specific moment. And you know what I mean? And I feel like that's what we have to like hold on to sometimes, is those moments of looking at the bigger picture. Okay, I'm getting really too deep, whatever. But yeah, like I feel like appreciating, like you're releasing, you're letting go of this fear. You're letting go of, okay, and I feel like your guides are bringing something in, bringing somebody in, but it's almost like needing to let it go, okay? Like letting go of control. That's what it is, letting go of control. For your situation, there's passion here. So you have a very strong magnetic attraction with this person. Okay, let's get into it. Let's see. Yeah, for some of you guys could be like closed off and guarded. It's almost like, yeah, don't give up on your dreams is what I'm getting to. You know, don't give up on, even with yourself. Maybe not even just in terms of love, but just with yourself too. Maybe you feel dark sometimes. You feel gray. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want, it's like, don't, you know, like, don't allow it to bring you down. Try to, I know it's really hard, but try to focus on the good moments, the little things, like those little things. Like, you have to sometimes reprogram the brain. And because the mind, that's what the mind does. The mind focuses on the bad things and the good things, you know. But sometimes the bad things really bring us down because we focus more on it. It's like it doesn't shift your focus back into appreciate what you do have, the moments that you know. Because I could look at it, for example, my sensei going back, I could be really sad and be like, he's leaving, I'm never gonna see, which is very, I am gonna see him again if I go back to Japan, you know what I mean? But, or I could be like, I'm so thankful that he was here, I'm so thankful that I was able to experience his spirit, right? I'm so thankful that I met him a few years ago when I was living in Japan. I'm so thankful for it's almost like every decision you make in your life really alters, it changes things. So be very mindful of the decisions that you make in your life, because at the end of the day, it's like you do have control of how you want your story to unfold. And I look back and I'm like, wow, like, you know, we have this Japanese instructor here that's training with us, and I'm so thankful. But it's more than that. It's more of like, you know, it's, I don't know, it's like the spirit of him. You know what I mean? It's really deep. I'm so deep. Why do I have to be so deep? I don't fucking know. But you know what I mean? And it's like, I could have been sad, or I could be really thankful that I'm like, wow, like, to experience something like this, for him to share with us and to be open, you know. This is something that it's a strong connection. Like, it's strong, you know, like the energy is very strong. Like, it's almost like, don't doubt what you're calling in, because whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, you already have that, what you're trying to manifest. Okay, you already have what you're trying to manifest, whatever that is for you, whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that you envision in your spirit and your soul, right? Whatever it is that you see, you envision something, it's already manifested. It's already there. It just hasn't really come into the physical world, but it still exists. And you need to see it as that it already exists. It already is happening. And even if it doesn't happen in the material world, it's still happening. And you need to trust even in the unseen. You need to believe even, you know, okay, I don't have it here, but I have this. There's something that's pushing me. There's something that's pulling me. There's something that keeps me going. What is that? Like, what is that? You know what I mean? Don't give up on that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, because some people focus too much on the material, that when you don't have it, I have nothing, and then it's a lack mentality. But you have to see that it goes beyond the physical. It's spiritual. It's deeper. It's like, I'm already that which I'm trying to create. I'm already, like, I am the creator. I am the creator, and I'm also the one that's experiencing the creation. Does that make sense? I'm the creator, like I'm the magician, but I'm also that experiences what is being manifested. Okay, let's see the situation. I promise I'm not on any drugs. Let's see, what is the situation? This passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And not just like, yeah, like let go of fear. You see closed off fear and cold, like inner child. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's something to do with, like, you can't, and that's what I was getting with the baseball game too, where it's just like, I don't know, like, I can't get too excited that the Jays are going to win, because you never know what could happen. And it's kind of like, maybe you feel that way too. It's like, I can't really get excited anymore when somebody comes into my life, because I feel like they're going to leave, like, it's that kind of feeling. And it's kind of like a, not a really good feeling, but this is more to do with, it's not just romantic, but it's also just like, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Be in the energy of gratitude, and be present. And you have so many things to be thankful for, even though maybe you don't feel like it. And you have so many things to appreciate, even though you feel like you may not feel like it. But I feel like what's really could be blocking you is your own fears. Like these fears is closing out your heart space, and it's making you cold and feeling, wanting to be alone and silent. There's something to do with your inner child. That's what I was saying with the challenge. There's some kind of wound, possibly wounding, like, like maybe when something good comes into your life, it leaves. Or maybe a parent, they got your hopes up and then they disappointed you. They said that they were going to change and they didn't, like, and they get you up and they get you excited and then they drop you. And then and then drop. It's just like, okay. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that energy, but it's like, regardless your situation, what Spirit is saying, it's like, let your heart be in this energy of joy. Okay, let's see. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, to be honest. Nurture, yeah. Compassion, love, sincere, yeah. Nurture yourself, wants to take care of you. I'm getting like this is also about nurturing yourself, giving, like being of service to others, opening up your heart. Don't allow like your past experience to hurt you, to make you bitter, to be cold to people, let it be more of a moment of, I'm going to give more. I'm going to share, because I know what it feels like to be lonely. I know what it feels like to be hurt. I know what it feels like to be cold, and I don't want anybody to feel that way. So I'm going to give love. I'm going to give love. I'm going to give love. And the more love that I give is the more that I feel love, right? Damn. Jupiter. Let's get one more. I'm telling you, there's a lot of emotions. Let's get one more for passion. Yeah, you see closed off. Resistant. You see, for some, like, you could be resisting. You're resistant to giving. Because like for some, when you did give your heart, when you did give your love, people didn't accept it. People thought it was, why are you doing this? Why are you giving me this? Why are you, right? Like, they didn't accept your fullness. They didn't accept you completely. Or you felt that way. But it's like, yeah, part of you felt very rejected by society, by love, by family, whoever. So it's like, it's difficult for you to give love, to share love, because you feel, I'm getting, for some, you could be the type of person where you're really good at giving, but it's really difficult for you to accept gifts, accept things. Like, it can be difficult for you to accept, because for some, maybe you don't feel like you're deserving of it. Or, maybe you feel too where it's like, well, you're giving me this, like, what do you want in return? Like, sometimes you may feel, I don't know, I'm getting this energy where it's like, what do you want from me? You're giving me this, what, there could be, right? Some kind of energy like that. Okay? And it's because, like, there's something to do with the energy of giving and receiving. You have a difficult time receiving. Or for some, even giving. You know, for some, it could even be like you have a difficult time giving, or you're learning how to give because when you did give, it was rejected. It wasn't enough. Maybe somebody didn't make you feel enough. Okay? But this is also about, like, there's something to do with self-love as well. Nurturing yourself, having compassion for yourself. Again, with the children here, this is your challenge. This could be like your own inner child. There's some kind of like block within your heart space. There's some kind of like, you see how like she's holding this animal. There's care, there's love. It's a natural instinct that we have. And for some, it's like you could have a difficult time connecting with people emotionally, or you have a difficult time getting close to people, right? You're very resistant to it because you're afraid of that disappointment. You're afraid of, like, or even if you do get close to people, you're not really close emotionally. Like you don't allow yourself to get that close or that deep. Okay. Even if, let's say, it is a romantic relationship, you don't allow yourself to go fully and be vulnerable and like completely give yourself, because you feel like, yeah, you see the feminine energy where it's like you completely surrender to it. And that could be, oh my God, disharmony. You know, there's something to do with, like, that's the feminine energy. The feminine wants to surrender into the masculine. Because, like, the masculine, and that's the thing with the feminine masculine energy, the feminine is only going to surrender wholeheartedly when the masculine is safe, secure, stable, predictable, right? Like, maybe you never grew up in a very predictable environment, so it was difficult for you to kind of lean on to somebody. Yeah, I'm getting this song, Lean on Me, right? You had a difficult time leaning on somebody because when you did, it wasn't received well, or it was pushed away, it was rejected. And I feel like this feminine energy, regardless of masculine, regardless of which you identify, male or female, this feminine energy wants to surrender to the masculine. But I feel like you had a difficult time with this. You don't know how to. You struggle. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear in terms of opening up. Maybe being present with your person. Keeping people at an arm's length. Let's see this, children. Your love life is being affected by children. What is this? I just saw 2111. Kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving, affection, falling in love. You see, there's something to do with giving and receiving. There's something to do with being open. There's something to do with maybe as a child you were rejected. You felt like your love wasn't enough. Or, you know, like there's something very wounding. Pay attention to it. Notice it. Notice when, even if something happens in your life, or maybe a connection that there's that wound again that comes through. Notice it. You know, pay attention to it. See it. Like what's really going on? What is this? Okay, let's get one more. The challenge. So it's difficult for you to either fall, toxicity with Venus. It's difficult for you to fall in love. It's difficult for you to be, again, that receiving and giving and receiving. It's difficult for you to receive. It's difficult for you to, or you're for some, it's like you were also just more open to receiving toxic, or you were more open to receive. There's some kind of pattern here. Again, the masculine energy is stable, secure. For some, maybe you didn't have that growing up. You didn't have that predictable environment. You didn't have experience a secure attachment style. Your parents may have been anxious, avoidant, right? And then you may have also experienced that yourself. You keep people at a distance. For some, like, you could even be an avoidant. Okay, one is rooted in shame, and the other one is rooted in fear. The one that is anxious is rooted in fear, and the one that is avoided is rooted in shame. And they both trigger each other. They both trigger each other, because the fearful one is telling the one that is like avoidant their feelings, but then that person feels shame and then they run away. And then the person that's in fear chases out, like, where are you going? Don't leave me. So you could be having like that push-pull energy, or that's something that you're used to. Very intense messages coming through, guys. I hope you are understanding what I'm saying. You're going to know if this message here resonates for you. But let's get one more here. Children with kisses, unconditionally loving. You didn't grow up in an environment where it was unconditional. Wasn't unconditional. Okay, you didn't know how to, or if your parents did give you something, you know, I don't know. It was conditional. We have self-care. Low energy, depleted, cleansing, wanting time alone, retreat, and recharge. Okay, so you had low energy. You do have low energy. Your challenge right now is you feeling depleted, wanting to be alone, recharging. Okay, let's see who you're connecting with. Calling in your soulmate. Definitely your spirit guides don't want you to give up on this. But I feel like there's more like needing to focus more on yourself, your energy, as opposed to the external. Like, you know, focusing more on yourself, and not in a selfish way. Just taking back your power. And then once you take back your power, then everything kind of flows to you. Let's see calling in your soulmate, because one is rooted in fear, right? Yeah, you see union. Decision, a proposal, integrity, yin-yang energies. But it's almost like this energy of having to let go, having to surrender. Death card ending, resilience, transformation, and power. Okay. It's almost like you had to do, like, let's see your energy, forgiving and learning. I want to say like releasing this. You know, forgiving, detachment, releasing of the toxic energy, releasing control. For some, you may have struggled with control issues, and because there's like a root of fear. You know, there was something to do with the things not being predictable growing up. So you always felt like you need to be more in control of your life and your situation. And now it's like you're looking within, and you're trying to heal. You're trying to focus on, you know, before it was external, you were focusing out there to help you heal in some way, but now it's the other way around. Now it's focusing internal, detaching, letting go, right? Letting go of what you can control. The only thing you can control is yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit, right? Everything else is out of your control. And once you understand that, that's when things come in for you. You're not resisting it. Let's see forgiving and learning for your energy. Let's see Sagittarian's energy. Control. Conflicts, mood swing, trust issues, manipulation, patterns. You could have been extremely insecure in relationships. You had like an insecure attachment style. Anxious and avoidant, it's an insecure attachment style. Okay. There was some kind of pattern. You had trust issues. You were very guarded, wounded. Like his face is all like scratched up, very wounded. Okay, 9 of Wands energy. But with North Node, fate, evolution, finding life, like this is part of your journey. You're finding your path. You're releasing, you're learning a lesson, right? You're guarded. You see, you're recognizing that you're guarded and that you're holding patterns and that your heart is blocked. Yeah, you're learning, for some, you're even learning to be more vulnerable. Or even with yourself, you're learning to be more in touch with your inner child, you know, because it's almost like you weren't given, like when you were a child, you weren't seen, you weren't heard, you weren't, for some, you maybe didn't feel appreciated. And now you're having to see yourself the way, like, think about it this way. Like, if you saw yourself when you were younger, how would you treat that person? How would you treat your child? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, if I could talk. If you saw yourself when you were a child, how would you treat yourself? What would you need as a child? Go back to that moment. Like, when you look at when you were a child, what did you need? What did little Sagittarius need when you were a child? And when you are able to, well, I needed this. This is what I needed. That's what you could do for yourself now. And I feel like that will help you to, you know, for example, let's say in the past, you never really felt heard in your past. You were talking, nobody was listening to you. So now you're learning to nurture that part of yourself where if you have something to say, you hear yourself. You hear yourself, okay, what does Sagittarius want? What does Sagittarius want to, what is Sagittarius needing to just be in tune with whatever it is that you're feeling, okay? Again, it's a very emotional reading, guys. What do you want me to do? I can't do anything. Like having to reflect. Again, it's just going back to when you were a child and seeing yourself. This is why I have like pictures of myself on my fridge. I have like pictures of myself when I was younger, because you're more likely to have compassion for yourself when you see yourself as a child. You're more likely to have compassion. You're more likely to see, again, it was like the energy of baseball when I see these men and they have such a beautiful smile on their face. And I'm like, once upon a time, they had a dream. You know? So it's like going back to that inner child. Like that's when you were a child. Maybe for some, like growing up, you even felt like as a child, you were dark and depressed. Yeah, look, that's the truth, okay? Something to do with expression, something to do with needing to change your perspective, seeing the truth, clear action, honesty, communication. There's something to do with like looking at yourself from the child, from your child, from, you know, that perspective, and having compassion for how far you came. Okay, let's see, stay optimistic about your love life. I feel like this is so painful to say. Okay, we have spring. And I like that because look what's in her hand. She has flowers. This is almost like an offering. Here's my flowers. Yeah, look, she's giving it to the statue. This is you giving. This is you giving, planting seeds, whatever it is. You're giving, you're look, giving and receive. Receptivity, going both ways, opening up, generosity, gifts, assistance. It's like, oh my God, yes, amen. Okay, like this is you offering to the spirit or offering to yourself. And maybe you need to offer yourself something. Maybe you need to see yourself this way. But I feel like it's also being mirrored back to you. You know what I mean? Like the flowers that are being planted is also a reflection of you tending to your garden. Tending to your garden. You're giving to others. I'm also getting, it's like you're giving to others because you know what it feels like to be, again, like sad, or you know what it feels like to be low. Or for some, you need to start giving more. You need to be more open to giving unconditionally and not really, you know, give because that's what Jesus would do. Okay, let's see. Let's see this situation. I can't anymore. There's too many emotions. Let's see this situation. What's going on? But beautiful. This is really beautiful. This is, again, it's two emotions. Like, you know, I'm even hot now. I'm getting hot. Okay. There's two emotions. There's sadness, there's loss, but then there's also gratitude and gratitude and sure, I guess you could say happiness, but it's not really happiness, but it's more like, what would be the, I don't know what the word would be to define it. Okay, let's see the situation. What's going on? Yeah, my goodness. 5 of Cups. Emotional disaster with the Magician. And the King of Wands, definitely, like, you're learning how to be more in touch with this and the Hierophant. You see, you're learning to be more in touch with yourself, being more in touch with your inner power, being more in touch. I'm also getting with the King of Wands, it's a peaceful warrior, right? Making peace with your past. Again, 5 of Cups is sadness. 5 of Cups is regret. 5 of Cups is emotional disaster that you felt. And you may have even closed yourself off to it because you never want to feel this way again. Let's get one more. But it's almost like this energy of having to, Knight of Pentacles, you're coming out of something. You know what I mean? Like, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Let's get one more. Like, be patient with yourself. Be kinder with yourself. Be more, like, loving with yourself. Yeah, again, reciprocity. Like, I can't even make this up. There's something to do with giving and receiving. You're not open to receiving. It's difficult for you to receive. Like, again, like, I don't know what this is. You're closed off. You don't trust it. You don't feel like you deserve it. Whatever it is, everybody's situation is so different, but you've experienced so much. You lost so much. You gave so much of yourself and you felt like it wasn't appreciated. Wounded warrior, right? But I'm also getting, it's like you're also making peace with some, I don't know. This is interesting. You see, abandoned. From the 5 of Pentacles to the 6 of Pentacles. You went from, you see, like, feeling abandoned, feeling unwanted, feeling unseen, feeling unheard, not really being appreciated, not being taken, like, not being cared for, to you doing it for yourself, you caring for yourself, you like, well, you know, if nobody else is gonna do it, I might as well do it, you know. And maybe for some that made you really hyper independent. But I feel like you needed to come to this place where it's like, okay, I'm giving too much of my power, my energy to other people. I need to take back my power. I'm going to start, you know, giving to myself. You see, like, look at the difference between the two plants. Like, one of them is dry. One of them is neglected. You felt neglected. And then it's like, okay, but I need to give to myself to nurture again. I need to, yeah, bring it back to life. There's something to do with bringing, yeah, like the Hermit in the Sun. Exactly. This is going from darkness to light. This is going from darkness to light. There's something to do with like a transition. There's something to Ace of Swords, Magician, again, peaceful warrior with the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. Like, this is you going, this is you having aha moment. This is you having a breakthrough. This is you, like, Magician, manifesting, right? That you're this peaceful warrior. You're this strength. You're the leader. You're taking charge. You're in control. But it's an inner power. It's an inner strength. Okay? Something here is, what is this? This is really beautiful. I really like this. I really like what I'm channeling. You see, the Wise One, Hierophant, having to kind of, I want to say, again, like, having to let go. 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, Enlightenment, the Star. This is really like, lay your burdens to rest. Like, this is agony, suffering, depression, mental, mental whatever, like mental anguish, nightmares, to Hanged Man, giving it over, changing your perspective, having to change your perspective. There's really this shift. There's a huge shift here. Yeah, look, the Death card. Endings, transformation. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Ace of Cups, new love, right? Self-love. It's almost like, yeah, like Three of Pentacles. You may have felt really down. You may have felt really dark, but there's people around you that love you. You have angels here protecting you, guiding you. I don't know if somebody here is feeling very depressed lately, feeling very low, feeling very, right? Let's see this challenge. The Two of Cups and the Sun, like you're falling in love, or it's difficult for you to have this or something. The Star and the Queen of Wands. Damn, what am I tapping into? What is this challenge? The Page of Cups, again, something to do with your inner child, creative ideas. Eight of Cups, detachment, walking away, releasing. Let's get one more. You see something to do with an inner child, something to do with, ooh, Nine of Swords. Okay, King of Cups, the Emperor. You had a lot of nightmares, or you had a lot of, damn, when you were a child, you may have experienced a lot. This is like monsters under your bed. This is skeletons in your closet. This is, for some, it could even be trauma. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, whatever it is, it's definitely, it definitely took over. It was, let's get one more. Again, King of Cups. Scorpio energy. Yes, oh my God, the Death card and the Devil. There's some, and the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. This is you really needing to let, this is you being in control of your fears, in control of your, letting go of your fears, you know, having to really work through something here. Again, Three of Pentacles. There's something to do with like you working with people. There's something, again, like I'm getting like reciprocity. I'm getting like giving and receiving. I'm getting like helping each other out. Because you know what it feels like. You see the Wise One. You're very in tune, or you're learning. What is this? You're definitely learning something. You're definitely like learning a lot. Who are you connecting with? Who are you connecting with? Calling in your soulmate. Who are you connecting with here? Seven of Swords. Ooh, conspiracy. What is this? You see, for some, you may not even trust it. What is this Seven of Swords? Knight of Wands. Page of Swords, observation. What's going on here? And the Six of Swords. Three of Swords. Unconditional love, Knight of Cups. And here we have the King of Wands and the Chariot card. So again, this could either be your energy or the person you're connecting with. There's almost like, yeah, like for some, again, you may not really trust this person. Or this is, again, you, like, you just not really, or this is what this person is going through, not really trusting, not really, there's some kind of, you know, feeling like, are people conspiring against me? Is this going to really work out? Is this, I feel like something here is creeping. It's in the shadows. It's, not going to work out, right? There's something that was like weighing you down. Some kind of fear, some kind of, you know, and I feel like maybe this person needed to heal it, or you needed to heal this. Let's get one more. Damn, what is this? Eight of Wands. Yeah, rapid movement. Moving forward. Healing, right? Man. Okay, let's see your energy. Let's see your energy. Queen of Pentacles, being more grounded. See, Hanged Man, being more grounded, not allowing your fears to take control. The wounded warrior in you, it's strengthening you. Ooh, Five of Wands. Yeah, you see Queen of Wands, like very powerful. You're in control of this now. Maybe before you had a lot of conflicts within yourself. You had a lot of conflicts in general, and now you're learning to be more in control of your emotions. You're learning to be more in control of your fears. Let's get one more. King of Swords. This could even be, I'm getting detachment. We have the Queen of Wands. Okay, we have loss of control. Five of Wands. There's something to do with you learning about being in control of yourself, not allowing, again, Nine of Wands, perseverance, wounded warrior. You're not giving up. You're not a quitter. You know what I mean? Hermit. You're really reflecting. You're looking within. You're going within. This is what you're being asked to do. You know, you're learning to be tougher. You're learning to be, I want to say tougher, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be cold inside. You still have this, regardless of what you went through, you're still very gentle. You're still very loving. You're still very giving. You didn't allow it to make you bitter. Or this is what you're being asked. Like, don't allow this experience to make you bitter. Keep giving, keep giving, keep giving. You know, give when you want to give. Always be in the energy of giving, because what you give to the universe always comes back to you, because it's your energy. It's your energy. You know, if you go around treating people like ass, well, guess what the universe is going to give back to you? You know what I mean? Like, it matches. Your physical reality matches your internal space. This is what you're learning. You're learning to detach. Amen. Thank you, Spirit. You're learning to be more, and not detached in a bad way. Again, it's just being able to just, like, you control yourself. It's the only person that you can control. Everything else is just out of, you make peace with it. That's it. You know, you're learning to be more, stable. You're learning to be more in control of your emotion. You're not allowing your emotions to take over. You're not allowing, you're not allowing everybody to, like, if somebody says something, you react. And maybe you're very impulsive. Maybe you have an attitude. I don't know. Maybe you always need to, sometimes it's just about, okay, that's their energy. You know what I mean? Okay, they're not having a good day today, you know, and that's it. You don't allow it to affect you. Yeah. Of course, for some, it does affect you, but you're able to pick up on it. Okay, it's not my energy, and that's it. Like, that's what I'm getting. You're really learning about this. But I want to know, like, who this new love is, or who this love is. Who is this love? Could be new love. Who is this love? What is this love? Who are you connecting with? Tell me more about this energy here, please, Spirit. Tell me more about this person's energy. Page of Cups. Ooh, happy news is on the way to you. Are you open to receiving it? You see loss. Five of Cups. Happy news. And that could be, you know, because you have the Page of Cups here in your challenge. Happy news is coming. What is this? What is this happy news? Is this happy news? I don't know. Five of Pentacles, yeah. Okay. Again, this is like this abandonment. This is like, it's going to happen and it doesn't happen. You know, like, okay, Hermit. What's going on? Who is it? Let's see. What does this person want to say? How is this person feeling? What's going on? I don't know who this person, Nine of Swords. Okay, so this person, you know, with the challenge too, it's like this King of Cups could be feeling very anxious because of this, you know, maybe this loss, or feeling very worried. You have the Page of Cups and the Nine of Swords. So this is telling me for the challenge, this is actually their energy. Yeah, the World card, success. So this Page of Cups and the Nine of Swords is actually their energy. It's the same thing. It's coming up in the challenge. Nine of Wands. Ooh. Okay, let's see. I don't know who this person is, guys. I'm not sure, like, I'm not getting anything specific, but let's see. Let's see. Let's see this person's energy towards you. Ooh, feel unloved. You deserve someone who can support you emotionally and feel and love you fully. And giving too much, you are depleted because you give too much. You need to balance. There's something to do with giving and receiving. You see, somebody's feeling unloved. Maybe you feel unloved in this situation. Maybe you gave too much of your time of this situation. Or it's them or something here. There's something to do with giving. Giving too much. Not feeling like, or you feel like when you get, it's almost like feeling like, I want to give to this person, but I may not feel like it's going to be accepted. There's almost like this fear. What is this? Or, you know, I want to give to you, but will Sagittarius accept it? This could even be how you feel. You may have wanted to give to this person, but then you felt like you gave too much because this person wasn't really receiving it. I don't know what this is. There's something really, we have untrue stories. You tell yourself bad things. Change your stories and see the good that can happen. Yeah, like you tell yourself that maybe certain things won't happen because you're so used to being disappointed. And again, past trauma. You need to take back your, you need to take time for yourself and heal your past trauma before moving on. And stuck in the past. Let go of your ex completely so you can truly welcome new love into your life. Yeah. And that's kind of like the forgiving and learning. Having to even forgive yourself. Having to let it go. You know, release it. Like, look at the lantern. Look at the balloon. Giving it up to the heavens. Maybe you need to write something. Maybe you need to write like a letter, burn it, write all your feelings on a paper. You see too attached. You have a difficult time attaching to people or getting close to somebody. Or I'm getting it's like you become overly detached because you fear losing them, which is the anxious attachment, which could end up being somebody who is clingy. Because they're trying to love from that fear place, not from the place of security where regardless of this person leaves or stays, it's like, I'm okay with myself. I love myself. I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? Damn, this is so deep. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Tell me more about this energy. I don't know if this is somebody you already know. It could be, again, maybe the ex that you need to release, that you need to heal from. Okay, who is this? This could even be, I'm getting a new person, but you're not open to receiving new love. Maybe you haven't even met this person. It's like you're not ready to receive this person because you're still like, oh, the universe is conspiring against me and nothing happens for me. Or when I get excited, it gets taken from me. That energy, like feeling like, oh my God, I almost have it. We're going to be together. Boom. Okay. You know, like, wow, I feel like this is the one, you know. Maybe it's not like that exaggerated, like, oh my God, it's the one. Maybe you don't feel that excited, but you could feel like, okay, you know, now you kind of learn where it's like, okay, you don't allow yourself to get so excited anymore. Which is not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing, you know. You're learning to be more detached. Let's see. Let's see this new energy or what's going on here. I don't know what's going to come out. Let's see. Okay, we have 222. So you could be seeing 222. You could be in alignment. This is balance. We have soulmates, soul connection, partnership agreement. So for some of you haven't even met this person yet, or you have somebody from your past that, you know, betrayed you, or you're just hurting, you're in pain, you're yearning for somebody. Let's see. What more are you searching for? So somebody feels like they're not good enough. Like, what more do you want? Stop ignoring me. Damn. You see, anxious. Somebody's anxious. I'm afraid that I'm never gonna, you know, find this connection again. I'm afraid that I'm never going to have something like this again. That's a fear-based mindset. The universe is always blessing, is always giving, it's always giving more and more and more. But if you focus on that one thing, that one person, that, oh, I'm never gonna have this again, that's where you get stuck. You know, the universe is always, it's always co-creating. I deserve so much more than what you have to offer. So you felt like somebody was giving bare minimum. I feel used. I'm going to need more from you compared to the past. I'm the chaser. You see, chaser and codependent relationship, fear of abandonment. Abandonment, anxious energy. You could have been a chaser here. You could have been chasing love. Maybe there was somebody specifically, or just in general, you really wanted to, like, but there was some kind of wound here. You were chasing because you thought it was outside of yourself, but this is what you're learning. You're learning to have more power within. You see addiction and abundance with Phoenix and healthy choices, and that is the truth. This healthy, this safe, this security is with you, what you create with first. You do this for yourself first. Before you were trying to find security, and you were trying to find validation, and you were trying to seek love through other people, and you wanted other people to validate you, and you were giving so much of your energy to other people that you forgot that you actually have the power. And I felt like because you were in that mindset of getting validation from other people, you were stuck because you were codependent. You were codependent on them to validate you all the time, that when they couldn't do that, they didn't do that, they didn't know how to do that, it made you feel like, I'm not good enough, because you put too much power into giving it to them. When really, it's like, okay, I need to be secure with myself. Regardless of this person is leaving or they want to go, it's not going to change the way I feel about myself, because I know the kind of person that I am. Does that make sense? Oh my God. Holy shit. Like, I don't even... Okay, like, healthy choices, the sword and Phoenix. Like, yes, like, oh my God, you're in alignment. I can't even make this up. Okay, what goes around comes around. Like, this is the energy that you put into the universe. You're gonna give it back. You're gonna get it back. You give back. You give to the universe. You're gonna get it back. You know. But if you're giving to somebody, or you're putting your focus so much on that person, you're also telling the universe that you're in a lack mentality, because you're searching outside of yourself to bring validation for you. But really, it's like, you could do that for yourself. You learn to be more in control of your emotions, your state of mind, your mental space, that regardless of what somebody says or does to you, it's not going to affect you. It's not going to let you bring you down. You're going to rise above it. You're going to be disappointed, but you're going to pick yourself back up, and you're going to just keep going. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to allow it to bring you down. This is you being more secure with yourself. Yeah, the butterfly. Relationship evolving to the new phase. Healing the inner child. Unconditionally loving. Again, giving and receiving affection. Falling in love. I just realized, is this the same thing? No, really? It says the same fucking thing. Imagine it's this. No, really? Imagine it's the same thing. It can't be. That's clock. I'm just trying to see if it's like the same thing. It's just printed on a different card. That's crazy. It says the same thing. Okay, so that could be a sign. Because I don't think every card, paradise, girl talk, time with friends. Yeah, I don't think so. The runner, golden mirror. Oh, keys on the ring, maybe. Temptation. I don't know. That's very interesting. I don't think so. No. Because there's no Venus in this card. Ah, that's very interesting. I just noticed that. Separate, like there's some that are kind of interesting. So that could be significant, you know? Kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. I feel like this is first, like this is difficult for you to do. Yeah, you see, you're anxious. You're anxious to give and you're anxious to give. You're anxious to like open up. You're anxious because when you did, it was never received. You see, it's like when you did, it was never like, what have you ever done for me? You know what I mean? Like you just felt like it wasn't received. You didn't feel, and because it wasn't received well, you always felt like there was something wrong with you. Like you weren't good enough, you weren't pretty, and you weren't smart enough, you didn't have this, you didn't have, like you just never felt like you were enough. But you know, there's this energy of somebody saying that they love you. They do love you. Again, not enough. You're not enough. I'm not saying you're not enough. That's what it says. You feel like you're not enough. Frustrated. You're frustrated in relationship because I love you. You're giving your love to people and you feel like you're just not enough. What more? Yeah, like that's confirmation. Feeling like you are not enough. And you are enough. Spirit is saying you are enough. You need to start believing that you are enough. You need to start telling the universe, I am enough. And I'm not going to settle for the little things. I am enough. Write that down. I am enough. Write it in the box, in the comment box. Write in the box. Write in the comments. I am enough. I am good enough. Let's see. Okay, you're healing. You're healing this part of yourself. You see, again, giving. I am giving. Jesus. Like you're learning to heal. You're learning to give. You're learning to also like, if I give and they accept it, great. If they don't accept it, that's okay. It's an honor to be with me. It's an honor. That's how you have to see it. Like, it's an honor to be with me. It's an honor to appreciate. It's an honor. I'm not to be like cocky or anything. It's just we all have that within us. We need to tap into it. You know what I mean? But it's an honor to, you know, like for some, you need to start seeing yourself of this light and not in a cocky way. Just like, I am enough. And I don't have to give myself and bend over backwards for somebody who is not even going to see that I am enough. I don't need to prove to people that I am enough. I know that I am enough because I am here. You know what and the universe wants me to be here. And I don't need to prove that to anybody. Yeah, be brave. Okay, you're awakening. You're awakening, you're becoming like, I'm getting more sensual, you're becoming more in tune with yourself, learning to be more intuitive, okay? Like, you are enough. Let's get an angel message. Wow, that was really needed. That's intense. Holy cow. Let's see. Harmony. Can't see, Astro. you are able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everyone or with everything. Discernment, you are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. And pride, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. With willingness, you are able to compromise if the end result is love. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. And it's, again, this energy of, I know what it feels like to be hurt. I know what it feels like to be, you know, I don't want somebody to feel like that. Everybody wants to be loved. It's just some people don't know how to actually give love because all they were given was pain. But you can stop that pattern. We can all stop that pattern. It's just, it's harder for some people. Okay, let's get some charms. I wanted to get charms. Jeez, I'm getting really excited. Let's see. Okay, we have G, N, U, I. G again, A, V, D. Okay, G, I'm getting the word G-A-N-G, okay? Yeah, I don't know if you're part of that, if you're associated, I don't know what that is. I don't know, maybe people around you can't really be, you know, can be trusted. There's something here. What is that? I don't know. I'm not sure. Take that how it resonates. We have R-O. R again. Maybe something to do with rage. We have P. Rag. Yeah, like rags to riches. We have G again. Lots of G's. 3 G's. Ooh, 3 G's. 3 G's. I don't know. There's something to do with money. Okay, maybe somebody's a rapper. I'm getting a rapper. Somebody could be a rapper. I don't know what that is. Maybe you're a rapper. We have E. N. These letters are very, they're giving me strong energy. N again. 3 N's. What is this? I don't know what I'm seeing. O, 3 O's. So something here is happening in threes. 3 N's, 3 O's, 3 G's. Well, there's actually 4 N's. I don't know. There's something here happening in, what is this? We have S, A, T, I'm not getting any names, but this is it. This is interesting. I don't know why. Yeah, something to do with start, S-T, or star. You're a star, or there's a star. Somebody here's a star. You could be a star. I don't know. Like, something to do with being a rapper, or you're a rapper, or you're a star. Or, you know, you need to see that you're a star. You feel like you may not be a star, but you are a star. Everybody's a star. You're a star. We're a star. Okay, we have S. See, stars. Something to do with the stars. Maybe you live in the country. I don't know. Like, this is interesting. We have H. Again, another N. Damn. We have 5 N's. T. N, 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 N. I don't know. N. Nathan could be significant. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody here is a rapper. Maybe NF is significant for you. Star, E. Interesting. Okay, Sag. That is what I have for you. Let me know if it resonated, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.